Hello and welcome to our visioning board session. I am Audrey Lee and I am here to guide you through this experience. Today it's an introduction to visualization and gaining clarity through this experience. So before we started, we were talking a little bit about what we have been up to besides work, and a number of us talked about gardening. That right now, time in the garden, planting seeds, growing the babies, nurturing and nourishing them. And I couldn't help but pull from that experience. That is what we're doing here in our visualization, in our visioning board. So what is visioning for? Mental wellness. We are imagining, we are visualizing, we are conjuring, creating a picture in our head that helps us with our well-being. It helps create more focus, a sense of control, calm. It also really helps with mental clarity because it helps to reduce the noise, the distractions. We're talking about how every day there are so many distractions in our lives. Social media, emails, news, people, etc., where there's always something going on. Information overflow can get overwhelming. And so how do we manage? And this is something particular to our brain. The reticular activating system is within the brain that helps us to better navigate through all of the distractions so that we can move our way in a direction that we want to go with some intention. And so again, this is what the visioning process is about, to help us see more clearly. So coming back to the brain, seeing what we want to see. Thinking about cars, I wanted to use the example. The other day I saw this pink Tesla, very unique color, pink. And it was on my mind. And then I started to see more similar pink colored cars. So this reticular activating system in our brain is part of our system, the human system, to help us hone in on things that are of importance. Another example is when you think about something continuously, then you tend to see more. I use that example with the cars, but it could be something else. Maybe it's a dog. You've been thinking about a dog. You're interested in getting a dog. And then you just start seeing golden retrievers. Wow, everybody has a golden retriever. I see them everywhere. But again, this is something within our brain that's designed to help us weed through the distractions to stay focused on what is truly important for us. So we can use this to our advantage. And that's what visioning is for me. So what we repeatedly think about, we tend to see in our lives. So we're using this system intentionally to set the scene for something that we want. So there's a picture in the back, maybe you can see. Looks like Hawaii, an island, right? Maybe it's that. I want to see more island. I want to see more something. But we're starting to think about senses and experiencing things. So what are our senses? Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. Here's the visual, tasting. Touching, tactile. So we want to engage as many of the senses in this experience so that it becomes more real. Visioning is for anybody. We have people with no experience at all, and maybe there are seasoned visioners, I wanted to say. So I'm going to guide you through an experience right now. So let's set the scene by getting comfortable. Might be tight from working all day, from carrying this movement holding pattern. Let's find a little bit of release now by adjusting our seat, getting as comfortable as you can. If you're sitting in a seat that has a back support, scoot yourself up so that you feel that support, that you are pushing yourself against that support, which holds you a little bit more upright. Lengthen the spine so that you're tall. And let's notice, how does your neck feel? Maybe there's some tightness. You can bring your chin down to your chest, and that stretches the back of the neck. You can take a few stretches. And we're doing this to release tightness, release any tension. And now let's notice side to side movement. Bring your ear to your shoulder. How does it feel? And if there's any tightness, if there's any discomfort, ease back on the movement. You don't have to go too full. Be comfortable here. A little bit of side to side, moving slowly, changing our pace. Let's take one more. Letting your head bend from one side to the other side. And sit up tall. Notice how it feels. Notice how you feel. And then bring your attention to your shoulders. I'm taking my hands and letting them hang by my sides, and then consciously lift your shoulders up. Lift them towards your ears and then let them fall. Let's inhale, lift the shoulders up to your ears. And as you exhale, let them drop comfortably. And one more time. Inhale, lift those shoulders up. And as you exhale, let them drop. And now roll your shoulders. It can be small. It could be big. Comfortable. And I'm rolling backwards to counter our rounded forward position. I'm going to roll back. If it feels comfortable to roll both shoulders at the same time, do that. Let's take two more shoulders. Circles. And feel free to take your hands and place them on your thighs in your lap. And you are welcome to soften your gaze or close your eyes. I'm closing my eyes and I'm inviting you to shift inward. Bring your attention into your body as you sit now. Maybe you can feel your feet planted on the floor. And feeling your legs on the chair. And feel your back supported by the chair. And bring attention now to your breath. The quality of the breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Taking some nice deep breaths for yourself. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out of the mouth. Through the nose in. Releasing out of your mouth. Now bring your attention to the feeling of yourself sitting in your chair. Feet may be on the ground, your legs on the chair, your back resting, supported on the chair. And shifting your attention now to your breath, the quality of your breath as you inhale through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. Feeling your breath as you take it in and feeling that release out of your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And as you continue to breathe in and to breathe out, feeling a little more relaxed. And if you would like to place a hand on your chest, both hands on the chest, you can place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, or your hands on your thighs, so that you can connect a little bit more with yourself, with your body. And we're doing this to breathe, to get in our body, to get us out of our heads, to get us out of our everyday, and to get into this body, to get into this experience. So you're more relaxed, and you might even feel that the breath has lengthened and deepened without you consciously doing a thing. As you breathe in and breathe out, imagine yourself waking up on a day where life feels aligned, where you wake up feeling good. Where are you? What do you see? We talked about gardens, we talked about being outside, we talked about the sky. What environment are you in? What environment do you see yourself in? And in this visualization, we want to activate as many of our senses as we can. Using the eyes, what do you see? What do you see? Colors, I'm thinking of sky. Maybe you see, it's a beautiful blue sky. Maybe you see greenery around you. What do you hear? Maybe you hear birds. Maybe you hear breeze. Maybe you hear the sound, the rise and fall of waves. Maybe you hear some nice trickling water, a babbling brook. Maybe you hear a car. What do you hear? And we also talked about smell. We were talking about food, we were talking about vegetables, gardens. Maybe you smell something, an image that conjures up a smell or a taste. Without judgment, we are simply noticing these different sensations in this visualization experience. And we are noticing how the body feels. What are you feeling in your body? What is your energy level like? Do you feel ease? Do you feel strength? Do you feel power? What do you feel? And as you're here in this place, in this space, breathing in and breathing out, comfortable, relaxed, what are you doing? What do you see yourself doing? What do you visualize? Maybe you're walking in the garden. Maybe you're strolling along the beach. What do you see yourself doing? Maybe you're not doing a thing. Maybe you see yourself lying in a hammock, reclining on a bench. Are you by yourself, or is there someone around you? What feels meaningful to you? Is there anything that stands out in this visualization? A feeling, a sensation. Maybe it's a feeling that you want more of. Feeling good, feeling ease, feeling strong, feeling something that just really resonates for you. Some people were saying, I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul. Feeling that something in this visualization. And let's take 3 more long, full, deep breaths in and out, seeing and sensing and experiencing this visual image, this picture that we have created in our own minds of something for us, something that makes us feel good. Inhale, exhale, and one more time together. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth, and then gently, slowly easing out of a light nap. You can wiggle your fingers. You can stretch out your body. You can stretch one side and stretching the other side. You can move your head. You can move your neck. You can roll your shoulders. You can stretch your hands. A little bit of movement to literally and figuratively wake yourself up from that visioning experience. And now taking that feeling and taking that sensation, and we want to capture this. And this is what the visioning board is all about. You may or may not have seen vision boards, and this is my little show and tell. If you chose the physical one, you would have received this book, and I'm just showing images, pictures that we visualized, right? Maybe you visualized hiking. Maybe you visualize something else. So we are now taking the time to reflect upon that visioning that you did for yourself. So if you're choosing the digital option on your laptop, on your desktop, you can write a little bit. And this, I'm inviting you as a free writing session. Doesn't have to be perfect grammar, doesn't have to be perfect sentences. You just write. Maybe I saw an image of this. I felt the warmth of the sun on my body. I felt, my shoulders were so relaxed. I'm doing this. Maybe you, again, if you're doing the non-digital, received a journal. And this journal does not have pages, but it's close to the front. And it says my vision board, where you can write things down to capture your experience. So you can write down a word, it could be a feeling, and it starts from there. So I'm going to give you some time to write, to journal. So I'm doing like this. You can write digitally, you can write by hand, freely. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you want to experience more of? And if you're doing the physical, you have this. Flip through the images. Flip through to see what image captures the feeling. What does it, beyond just looking nice. Yes, it's a nice picture of a woman sitting, meditating in a forest, or someone meditating at a beach, or a sea lion at the beach, right? These are all beach things, but an image that speaks to you. And it might go deeper. This looks like a candle and some cards. Maybe it is a mommy and a baby. And I'm just opening this up. Oh, there's puppies. Maybe an image of somebody surfing. Take this time now. I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to be quiet to flip through the images. Choose the image that creates a feeling. If this image was a part of your life, what or how would it feel? So take a few moments now to write by hand or computer, or to flip through. And I'm going to be quiet as we do this, and then I'll come back. That was a short amount of time. You're welcome to do this. Actually, you're invited, that it's more than just this moment that we have together on Zoom. This is a project that you can continue to work on. Maybe for a few moments every single day that you write or you reflect and look at what you have started. I use those images of the garden, planting seeds. This is what we have done here together. We planted a seed, or maybe multiple seeds. So I gave some examples of my own so we have something to share, that I wrote down words, and then I'm going to start looking at things that capture that. So I wrote joy, a feeling. I want to feel more joy in my day. I want to feel joyful. I wrote smile. I feel this joy, so I can't help but smile. Laughter, that I'm laughing. I'm having a good time, I'm laughing. I feel relaxed. There's ease. Life is so good. There are opportunities, there are possibilities. Wow, I'm having so much fun. So that was my little bit. And then there are also the stickers, which I really love. So maybe stickers. And we're saying, having all of these stickers and our journal and having the clip art book. So scissors and paper and pen makes us think back to our childhood when we were kids and we got to create things. This is our creation now. We are creating this opportunity for ourselves to create this visualization of that something that makes us feel extra good or makes us just feel how we want to feel. So this first session is our first step, planting the seed. That's something we can return to, and we will return to because we have a session 2. Session 2 is Thursday, May 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern, and there we will go deeper into the visualization and answer any questions that anyone may have. But I wanted to just bring it back to that visualization, to integrate that visualization. So let's take a moment now to pause and just look at what you wrote or at the images that selected. Or maybe I should even say the images that selected you, that called to you, that you felt, yes, I want more of that. And literally, it's like a catalog, right? It's like in Amazon when you're looking and you see, ooh, I could use that. Or, ooh, I want that. Where it just feels, yes, I want that. So taking the time to pause, looking at what you wrote, what you selected, and then come back to the feeling. Let's finish with this. Once again, get comfortable in your chair, softening your gaze or closing your eyes. What one word or feeling captures your vision? Again, no right and wrong. Maybe you're like, oh, I have a lot of words. Think of those words to yourself. And what does it feel like? Engaging the senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you feel? Thank you so much for taking and making the time to be here for our vision board session. And I encourage you to continue taking some time. And it doesn't require a lot of time. It can be 3 breaths where that word, that feeling, that image, to repeat it, to see it and feel it again is part of that practice. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session. Thank you so much.